Hi guys, Pamela Price here, owner of Priceless Beauty. And today I'm super excited to bring along my very good friend, Desiree, the owner of Honey Kiss Studio, to chat all about spray tanning and a project that we have been working passionately on behind the scenes to prepare for our spray tan friends in the sunless industry in Toronto. So welcome, Desiree. Thanks so much for joining.
Hey girl, hey.
Do you mind doing just a little intro of yourself for anybody who's maybe watching on my platform to get to know a little bit more about your background and kind of why are we here doing this together today?
Okay, sure. So I'm Desiree, owner of Honey Kiss Studio. I've been spray tanning for almost 5 years. We are here today because Pamela sent me a text asking me if I wanted to do this with her. And I said, absolutely, because I feel like Toronto and Canada has been needing this for so many years. And as we're putting it together, I'm realizing how much I could have benefited from something like the Glow experience. So I'm really just happy to be a part of it and happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm super excited because I think there's power. There's so many aspects of us coming together. One, that sometimes as entrepreneurs, we're just doing everything alone. And we can even get into the mindset of that maybe that spray tan artist is my competition, so I don't want to learn from them, or I don't want to attend something like this. But ultimately, you and I are a perfect example of how we've been able to grow together, share, support each other in so many different ways. And now we're going to be bringing what we have brought to the table in our own experiences to help other people in the spray tanning industry as well. So I love that.
I also think we're a really good example of how networking can bring you to the next level of your career, because I had already been trained in spray tanning when we met and I took your course. And to me, it was just I always wonder, what if I didn't take Pam's course? Because I was let me go get retrained and just get a refresher under my belt, just make me feel more confident. And I'm glad I went and did it, because then we met. And now look at all the things that we're able to bring to the table just from connecting.
Yeah, you absolutely never know. I heard this, a friend of mine said at another event that I had done. It was your network is your net worth. And
It's
really,
true.
it's actually, this is such a cliche thing to say, but it's actually so true, because you just never know what doors might open or what opportunities or what ideas or inspiration or motivation you might attain from connecting with the right people, right? And it might not always be instantly something epic happens. It might,
Yeah, it might.
but it
It
might be
might.
building relationships, building confidence, building resources, building community over time helps you to sustain your business and to, yeah, you just never know what might happen from all the different events that I've attended. I could barely think of all the chain reactions that have happened. If I sat down and write it down, I'd probably my mind would be blown. But I definitely met one of my mentors who I wouldn't be able to have the confidence or understanding to even think about putting anything like this on if I didn't meet Kelly Callahan, who I did meet first at a spray tanning event. Some of my really great friends I've met at spray tanning events that I know all over the world, which is amazing.
Yeah.
You and I created a product and launched a product
Yeah.
together.
I know.
So many different things. Some of my students that I've took through as a result of meeting Kelly from spray tan class
Yeah.
became artists that work for me. There's just so
Yeah.
many things that have happened as a result of kind of stepping out of my comfort zone and attending an event where I didn't know anybody. And it was just kind of there to be open and take in whatever might come my way.
Well, honestly, I've always been really hesitant, and it's something that I've had to overcome, networking and going to events like that. But watching you through, planning this event, I see how important it is to network and get out there and meet people, because when you're planning something like this, it's oh, actually, I know somebody over there and I know someone here, and it's all from your networking skills and the fact that you've been confident enough to go to these events. And that's something I've learned while we've been on this journey, is just you really do have to get yourself out there, and everybody you meet puts you on a new path. So it's very important. It's very important. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the other thing is I wasn't confident when I went into these events.
Well,
I
you seemed like
I,
it.
you know what's interesting is you can just like fake the confidence, but what will happen when you
Yeah.
go to a place like this? You're going to meet other people who get you, who have
Hmm.
struggles, who have similar aspirations, who maybe have
Yeah.
already achieved some of the things that you want to achieve. Ultimately, we're all there to help each other.
Yeah.
So
Get
it's
to
not
that
like
next
going
level.
to like a car show or something where we don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe you know stuff about cars and like it's not my jam. So like I'm gonna
Yeah.
go feel super awkward. I won't know what to say. I won't be able to have authentic conversations with people except for, oh, that looks nice. But like when you go to an event where it's geared towards what you're passionate about and what you're doing with your life and business, it's so much easier to make those genuine connections because
Yeah.
meet all of your like new best friends.
I know. It's true.
We have so
It's
much to
true.
talk about.
It's so true.
So it kind of helps to alleviate some of that pressure or that stress of attending something like this where you don't necessarily know anybody, because ultimately, as soon as you strike up a conversation, you'll realize you guys have so much in common and there's so many different ways that you can support one another. So that's one thing I just want to share for anybody who's watching. Like, I want to go, but I'm nervous. Or maybe you've come up with some kind of, you're self-sabotaging as
Yeah.
to I know I've been guilty of that. I always joke like the first event I had to borrow the money from my grandma. Like I didn't have the money to go. And it's like, well, if there's a will, there's a way. And I'm so glad that
Yeah.
I was like, put my, my dignity down,
I know.
ask her to borrow that money for my flight. Because if I didn't, like you said, like who knows, like just as you and I, if we didn't meet, like who knows where we would be if we didn't have those connections. Obviously wouldn't be doing this right now. We wouldn't be able to provide this support for our spray tan communities.
I just want to touch on when you said if there's a will, there's a way, because that kind of just reminded me why I started spray tanning and how I started spray tanning. If we can just touch on that for a second, just like how we both stepped into this journey. I remember I went for my first spray tan and I had been struggling with really bad hyperpigmentation after having my son. And I went for my first spray tan and I was like, wow, my skin looks so even. Like, I just really want to do this for other women. And then I was like, but I have nowhere to do it. So this is where there's a will, there's a way. I started spray tanning in my stand-up shower at home. And like our startup stories are similar, I know, because I had nowhere else to do it, but it was working and the girls were coming and they were booking. And then obviously I was eventually able to find a space to start spray tanning out of. But it's just that like beginners like journey is so important. And like if you feel like you can't, trust me, if you sit down and think about it, there's somewhere in your house or somewhere that you can start. So just don't overthink it. Just set up and start. That's all I want to say.
And out of all of the different kind of areas of the beauty industry or any kind of like side hustle or new venture, it's one of the easiest to actually
Yeah.
get started. Your startup costs are significantly low. It's not like you have
Yeah.
to go to school for 5 years or get a
No.
diploma or, spend tens of thousands of dollars or do a full salon renovation. You could literally start with like your spray tan tent, your machine, a few solutions, and you're good.
Yeah.
Like
Not to mention,
from that, but you can
yeah,
start
it's
really,
such
really.
a good add-on service if you're already in the industry as well. I work with a ton of makeup artists that tell me like, especially for brides, they love working on top of a spray tan. Like, that extra glow, that added depth to the skin. Like it's just the cherry on top, honestly. So it's a great add-on too, if you're already in the industry.
Yeah, and like that is kind of one of the reasons why I got started is because
Yeah.
I was obsessed with being tanned. I traveled after college and I was a sun worshiper, and then it was getting damaged and I
Yeah.
mobile tan. Somebody came to my house and it was like the old school, like the airbrush guns that we use for contour now. She sprayed
Yeah.
my whole body with it. So this isn't dating me. This is like
Oh my gosh.
I think it took like 45 minutes. I didn't even care. I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah. It does. It just gives you that extra little,
Yeah,
touch.
and when I seen that, I was like, "Oh my God, that was so easy." And like this would look so good for I was doing makeup at the time. And
Mm.
it for me like just an add-on for the makeup services because I thought it made the makeup look better and it made my job easier ultimately. And the crazy thing is like I never realized, and this was one of the things that attending a spray tan event made me realize was that spray tanning could be its own business. It can be its own generating source of income. It could be its own multi six-figure business just on its own. I just thought spray tanning was like, oh, sure, just like add the spray tan. No, spray tanning can be its own thing or a great addition to an existing beauty business. So to me, it's
Absolutely.
just like, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's a perfect add-on, or it can be its own, you can be in your own lane with it. It's, you can work both ways with it. So, and I also wanted you to share about how you started spray tanning, because I feel like a lot of people can like relate to it. Just, the way you had your setup in your house, like when you started, because I feel like that's kind of where we all start with it and we go from there. We grow from there.
So, I mean, I did do mobile for a while, but I personally didn't love the lugging of stuff all around. And I have, like, at that time, I had like a little 2-year-old or 1-year-old. And so we literally had this like a wall between like our living room. We just put a wall in there. And so we
Yeah.
had to walk through like my front hallway into my
Yeah.
kitchen. And like, we just had a curtain and like, it looked cute and it was private enough. Like, obviously that didn't last for a long time. We ended up moving to another house and I had converted my basement into the salon and then
Somewhere
from
to
there,
start.
little space. So, yeah, like I've kind of done all of the things, but we definitely just started in this tiny room. It was essentially like a closet, basically.
Yeah, but that's just, it's where we all kind of start, right? And the mobile, I mean, we all do it at some point. So if you feel like you absolutely don't have somewhere to start, you can start by offering mobile if there's just no space in your house. So like there's just like no excuse. You're able to start with spray tanning in so many different ways.
I mean, I'm not knocking the mobile. Like some people strictly still do mobile and
And
they
they do amazing.
or they have
Yeah.
teams of girls that go out to different locations if you don't want to travel like too far or whatever.
It's
So
so good.
there's so many options, obviously, like to reduce the overhead or if you don't have the space in your home.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I feel like is so good about spray tanning is that you can literally make your own schedule. So you can work another job, you can be a full-time mom, you can just do it as a side hustle, you could do it full time. Like you get to decide how much time and energy you want to invest into the business. And you get to decide how ultimately you can make a full-time living working part-time off spray tanning because the spray tan
Absolutely.
only take 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's true. You will have your client in and out within 15 minutes. With a little bit of experience under your belt. I know I used to block a lot more time that I do now for my spray tans. Well, as your confidence grows, you are able to sort of narrow in your time slots and have your clients in and out, and they appreciate that. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're getting a full tan in like less than a half an hour. Like how awesome is that? So
Yeah.
that is another one of the reasons why I love spray tanning. The other reason why I love spray tanning as a business perspective is the overhead is low, assuming that you don't have rent, of course, specifically. Your product costs are low, like your profit margins are really high.
Yes.
And also it's really easy from the back end because we do makeup, hair, and spray tanning, and we specialize in weddings. So the admin part of spray tanning is so simple. You can basically automate the whole entire process. So
Yeah.
very little work other than marketing your business and doing the actual spray tanning that you actually have to do to operate. Like it's a very easy business to operate and
Well,
people happy. They love getting spray tan. So it's feel good as well.
but I can vouch for that because I specifically only offer spray tans. I mean, I tap into the teeth whitening here and there, but I can say like there's not a lot of work on the back end. And when you said like most of the work is my marketing, which is an important part of it, but that's why we're going to touch on it so much with throughout the Glow experience. And that why we're adding in the fact that we want the girls to be able to get headshots while we're there to kickstart that marketing sort of aspect for them, because I will say that's that's something that I put a lot of work into when I am teaching. I say that's such an important aspect of your spray tanning business is marketing, because you need to teach your audience about spray tanning and why they should get one. So I'm glad we've included that in the Glow experience.
Yeah. And I actually want to dig a little deeper on that too, because
Sure.
although both you and I didn't naturally feel confident or excited about getting our face on camera, about, marketing our own businesses, about putting
Well,
ourselves out there.
yeah, I feel like I still have some days where I'm like, oh, but now I realize that once you do put yourself out there and you see the response for your, like, you see your business growing as you're putting yourself out there, it just keeps pushing you to do it and it grows that confidence. But you have to start somewhere. So I feel like, coming to our event is going to sort of kickstart that for you.
Yeah. So many things I want to unpack there. So one, spray tanning is a vulnerable service for our clients because they're getting
Right.
sometimes naked in front of a stranger or someone they don't know very well. So the benefit of being open and vulnerable by putting yourself out there on your socials, on your website, through your communication is going to allow you to, and I know you said this, like some of your clients come, they feel like they already know you. So
Honestly, they walk in. A lot of times my clients will be like, I've been watching you for years on social media before they've committed, but because they feel like we've built that relationship through social media, because they've seen the studio, they've seen my face, it's like, that's also why I show the space so often, because I want them to come in and know exactly what they're going to see and it will already feel familiar to them, and then I'm expecting them to take off their clothes and it's like, oh, but I know her from social media. Or I have people come in and be like, I feel like I know you and it's because we follow each other. And I'm like, yeah, like I've seen your kids on social media. I've seen your dog. Like it really does build that relationship between you and your clients. So it's really important to put yourself out there and become familiar to everyone in your community.
yeah, it really
Yeah,
helps to build that trust factor. And I think that's one of the things, and I get this feedback a lot too, is that we want our clients to feel comfortable. So in order for
100%.
them to feel comfortable, we have to get comfortable with ourselves, right? And
It does. Yeah. Yeah. But really and truly, it is a big part of it. And social media is a free advertising for businesses, essentially. So utilize it as much as you can.
yeah, absolutely. It's something that you and I are both passionate about. And I truly believe it is something that has helped us to grow and sustain our businesses. And we will definitely be digging deeper into that day. And like Desiree said, we will have a professional photographer on location. We will have a videographer on location capturing some stuff. So we'll be sharing everything that we capture with you guys. Those headshots are a great way to like you said, jumpstart your business. Obviously putting a selfie is cute, but like having a professional photo helps people to trust us again more, to understand that we are investing in ourselves and our business, and people
Yeah.
want to work with people who are professional and who, show up and do their.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the fact that we're going to have it set up like a spray tanning room already, you get that photo in front of the tent or with the gun, you post that. Now your audience knows that they can connect your face to spray tanning. So if they ever need it, they know, oh, so and so is doing spray tanning now. And it's just such a good way to put yourself out there and launch your business.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to also dig into, so like we haven't officially announced, but you guys are like catching the drift. There is a spray tanning event happening. If you don't know, now you know. It's February 8th.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah. I
really
guess we should have
excited.
started with that. You should have led with that, but it's fine.
We do have so many things that we want to share, but that's happening in Whitby. Yeah, we'll definitely share like a link for you guys if you're watching, that you can get more information about it after too, or if you want to reach out to either of us, you're more than welcome to. But that day, I think one of the most exciting parts for me, and something that I feel so honored, is that we've got some really epic brands who have kind of jumped in and partnered with us.
Yeah.
And
I'm shocked.
you know what? No shock, but it's like it shows that
Well,
like our community, like that we're all here to help support one another. Even these big brands are like recognizing the importance of having something like
Well,
this.
I wouldn't say I'm shocked. I think, the shock comes from the idea and just watching how it's grown so quick and then the support. Like, I guess it just was like an overwhelming feeling of like, wow, this is happening. And wow, Canada really needed this.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm like, okay, we're on the right path with it because the response has been so amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have Nuda Canada on brand.
Amazing.
We have
So
Fuji
happy.
Sunless, which is my
Wow.
absolute favorite supplier. And the great thing
Absolutely.
too is that all of these brands are brands that we know and love and use. So this is
Yeah.
awesome. one of our favorite and local suppliers, Sun Club, who has a multitude of different brands, sent us the list of items that he's sending, and like Christmas over here, guys.
Pam texted me and said, we're going to need bigger gift bags. And we are, because there's a lot of product coming in here to be a part of this experience, which is amazing.
Yeah, we have Alt Sunless, who specializes in products for clients with melanin, darker skin tones, which I think is really important in our community and
So important.
since we are very diverse.
Yes.
Who else do we have on here? Who else am missing? We have a branding package giveaway from a business partnership that I have with a great videographer, Inspire.
Which I have also participated in. And so if you guys want to see their work, it is all over my page. It's amazing. It was exactly what I was looking for. I would shout out them because they really do epic packages to kickstart your content. Sorry, I had to plug you.
It's okay. Shameless plug.
A shameless plug.
So we will be doing a giveaway with that. And yeah, there's just some really, really great. You and I both have a couple things that we're throwing in for the girls. So there's some really great. Like, it's going to be just for the gift bag alone, and the prizes that are going to be available is more value than that.
So exciting.
Price, which is what?
Yeah. I know. It's so exciting.
So I want to dig into some of the topics that we're going to be covering. Obviously, there's so many things for us to cover, and we're going to try to focus on the key points so that way we can get make everybody's time as impactful as possible in a one-day session. So do you want to chat on some of the things that you're excited to share that day?
Yeah. So basically, I'm going to be kickstarting the day teaching the beginner's course. So everything you need to know, like stepping into the spray tan world, from spray tan theory, technique, equipment. I was going to say like cleaning your equipment, but we also, I don't know if you want to touch on that right now, but we have some individuals that we're really excited about that are actually going to be taking over for a bit in terms, when we're talking about the spray tan gun and equipment. I don't know if you want to plug it here or go for it.
Fuji team is going to be on location talking about their new gun, which everybody in the industry is raving about, the FT5, and then showing us some maintenance tips, because obviously we are depending on our gun to create a flawless spray tan. So we need to know how to take care of it properly.
And I will say this is huge, because a lot of times when you're in the Facebook groups, I see a lot of the spray tan artists sort of like, how do I clean it? Does anyone know what this is? Like there's a little panic over the gun sometimes. So it's so good because Fuji themselves are going to come in and show you, and present to you about the gun, how to clean it, how to take care of it. So you'll learn firsthand, or at least get a refresher, and then make the connections with them as well for a long lasting relationship with them. And that's important as a spray tan artist.
Yeah. And Fuji has been really great to me. I've had nothing but good experiences working with their equipment, their customer service, and everything. It's been super helpful. And I wanted to share too another shameless plug. With the new gun, Desiree and I were actually both contacted and interviewed, and they watched us demo spray tanning, and we actually talked through all of the likes and dislikes about using different spray tan guns. And we were actually part of the development of this new gun, which is pretty cool.
So exciting.
Looks aesthetically pleasing because of Desiree, but I know that she suggested the gold design.
I mean, the shameless plug, I'm here for it, and I appreciate that.
Obviously we won't go too far in depth about that today, because you have to learn more about it, and chance of, maybe potentially winning some prizes from Fuji. You never know. Yeah. So our morning is going to be filled with, a variation of demonstrations, some theory and some practical stuff that's going to help you guys like really get to understand. Now, also, I just wanted to say, for those who are coming, because I know we have some who already are spray tanning, I want everyone to just like, even how Desiree came to me for training after she'd already been spray tanning for a couple years. You just never know what you might pick up from watching somebody new, even if you already are. Because I've had a few girls say, "Oh, I've been spray tanning for a few years. Do you think there'll be value in that for me?"
Absolutely.
I truly think there is. Never stop learning.
The thing is, like, I had already sort of had my technique down pat when I met Pam for training. But, I learned a lot about content creation through my training with Pam. That's something I really take away from that training. And, how she was so on top of it. And it was such an important part of our training. And so every training you go to, you will get something different from it. So even hearing her tell me like, yeah, you're doing it right when I was spray tanning, because I still wasn't sure of myself, like that confidence, like just hearing it from someone like her who had been in the industry so long, just gave me the confidence to be like, you know what? I got this and I can keep on going. So that was really huge. So you never know, even if you're already trained, multiple trainings are in because you're learning something different each time. So
Yeah. And sometimes we just kind of like, it's like, driving. You start to pick
yeah.
up bad habits,
Yeah.
or it's like you just never know. You might just refresh something or just tweak something, or maybe try a different product or a new solution or something different that you never considered before. Even if it's one thing that you take away, could completely change the trajectory of your business or how you show up in your
100%.
business.
Yeah.
So I am a big believer in like constantly learning. Ever since I never went to any other trainings for the first 5 years or so in my spray tanning career. After I started to go to these events and do different trainings, this is
Yeah.
when my business grew.
Right.
Yeah. Unless you just feel like you've arrived and you have no business goals, you have no goals, then maybe it's not a good event for you. But if you
Yeah.
are community connection, inspiration, ideas, new tips and tricks, then I think even the beginners aspect is going to be beneficial to everybody who attends.
Yes.
And then of course in the afternoon, we do have, we're going to have lunch. We have that opportunity for that networking. We have selfie station. We have professional headshots and all the things happening midday. And then we'll be moving into some more advanced techniques.
Yes.
I know that bridal is really popular for spray tanning. Like if you haven't dug into kind of that niche for your business, it's a really good one, because every bride knows at least 5 people that need a spray tan, and every
It's
bride knows someone who's engaged.
I will tell you guys, tapping into bridal can be a game changer for your business. I went into the industry saying I'm staying away from bridal. I wasn't going to do it. I think Pam was going away and asked me to take over a bridal party for her. I think I was like a year in to the industry. And so anyways, I did it and it was really good because it got me out of my comfort zone, but I still wasn't like committed to doing it. And then brides were booking. So this is why I'm saying, like, even if you don't think you're going to go on that bridal journey, it's probably going to just happen. And then I created a whole other business within my business called Honey Brides. So Pam offering this to everyone is so huge because brides become such a big part of your business, and you know, whether you like it or not,
Yeah. So, I mean, we just obviously, if you've spray tanned before, or if you're new to spray tanning, a bride eventually is going to come into your spray tanning tent or into your studio. So we want to just equip you guys to understand different options available for them. Number one fear, am I going to turn orange? Is it going to get on my dress? So we're going to address all those issues and provide you with some tools and different marketing angles that you can use, the techniques to ensure that you are, number one, creating a really great spray tan for your brides, but number two, that you're understanding their verbiage and that you can market to them so that way they feel confident to book your service. So that's going to be something that has been super helpful for me specializing in brides. We just feel like we've really nailed what it is that the brides want. We're going to share that with you. And then contouring. So I just see this popping up in like every forum all over the place. This is the next level of spray tanning, is to contour your clients. So we're going to be digging into HVLP contouring for all body shapes, as well as airbrushed advanced contouring techniques for athletic bodies. So you'll be able to leave there understanding that there is an option to contour for every person that comes into your space or any spray tan. I have 2 contour tans booked today. So you just never know. Like I would say about 1/3 of my clients opt into upgrading to at least a partial or full contour. So you guys are leaving money on the table by not doing the contouring.
Yeah.
So we're going to dig into that in the afternoon. And then kind of mix throughout the day. We'll be doing prizes and giveaways and just like fun opportunities for us to just all get to know each other better, as well as
Absolutely.
some potentials for afterwards to kind of take that business to the next level, take your services to the next level. There'll be some offerings available to you. We're looking to kind of take it even further. But yeah, it's going to be a very busy day.
It is, but I'm excited. I'm excited to teach and network also with, the girls that are coming, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
And I think too, it's also a little bit about like creating like hype around your business. So when you're there showing your clients, your audience, what you've been doing, what you're spending your time
Yeah.
doing, your things you're going to bring to the table. It's yes, it's for you. Yes, it's for your clients, but it's also a little, it helps to kind of level up your business in the eyes of the consumer when they see that, oh, wow, what is she up to? Oh, I want to try that new thing that she's doing. So
And you're free to take as much content there as you'd like, show everyone that you're upgrading your skills, or that you're starting out on this journey, or, you're adding on to, whatever business you already have. Show it all and
yeah,
encourage it.
absolutely. So we know the power of community and social media and networking and investing in yourself. And also just wanted to address that. Like if everyone's thinking like, I don't know if I want to spend the money on that right now. I guarantee not just in product alone,
Oh my
just
God.
in product alone, you're getting your money back, but you're
Yeah.
getting that notification that you can throw up on your wall or you can put on your social media. You're getting that content. You're getting that a headshot alone. To book a headshot is probably close to that price as
Yeah.
well. So definitely you're going to get your return on your investment. And of course, any energy that you put into your business, where the energy goes, it's going to flow, right? So you will
Absolutely.
be getting that return. I think the best investment ever is you're always yourself.
100%. And
Always. So yeah, I highly encourage you to kind of put away anything that might be deterring you, and just if you're feeling like your heart's pulling you towards and that seems exciting and then like what you're really looking for in your life and your business, just go ahead and join us because you can sit with us, sister.
yes, you can sit with us.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Was there anything else that you wanted to share or dig into that?
Honestly, I feel like we touched on everything. I feel like it's everything I wanted to get out there with you and just say. And, if there was any questions that others had, hopefully we sort of touched on those. And yeah, no, I feel like we kind of hit it all. All
Yeah, so
right.
again, it's happening February 8th in Whitby, which is just about 40 minutes away from downtown Toronto. So depending where you're coming from, it will be 9:30 to 4:30. And yeah, we're excited to have everybody. We are just about over halfway sold out. So we do have a few tickets left. Depending on when this gets launched, hopefully you catch it before the early bird price expires, which is
Yes.
happening very soon. I'm going to try to get it out as soon as possible if you're watching this. And of course, if you have any additional questions or concerns, if you're looking for a kit or any resources, feel free to reach out. We will be shooting a communication out to everybody attending just with some more detailed specifics about the event. So don't worry, we'll
Yes.
get those out to you in the appropriate time. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. You guys feel free to reach out, Priceless Beautygram, or you can hit Desiree up on your Insta.
Honey Kiss Studio.
Okay, awesome. I'm so excited
Me
and
too.
I hope to see you guys there.
All right.